Good afternoon. Okay, I am going to see if I can get through this short little video without hacking my head off. I've had some viral or allergy or something going on for 2 weeks, but anyway, I finally got my voice back. I'm going to be working in Peter Pan, and I love all of the books put out by Fabiana, however you say it. Anyway, just love them, love them. So I've already done the coins. I got distracted. Started on this page, then got distracted over here, and now I'm bounced back over here. I have done some gold tones in the past on a video, so if you want to see how to do that, you can do a search on my videos and pull that up. But today, and let me talk about this real quick, the hair, I did like 3 or 4 shades of grays from dark to light, then came in black, went over all of it kind of lightly, and then got in there with an eraser. And that's how I got that look. And I'm still going to work on that some more. But what I want to show you is how to make things look like they're in the front and other things are behind. Can you see the shadow that's cast on my right hand from my left hand being in front? There's a shadow down here. Okay, well, now same thing goes for this, except my light's in the way. You can kind of see, look right here on my bottom hand. Do you see that shadow? That's what I've done here. So this one's in front, this one is behind. So all the shading is right here on the edge. This arm is in front, so the shading goes here. This curves around to the back, so there's shading there. I have this shaded as if these little points are something that's added on top. Okay, see if I add on top here, there's a shadow on the book. So this blue is added on top, so then we go shaded here. I am using polychromos today. I finally just splurged and got them. I'm using number 223 and 225. So this one is on top of this one and this one. So this one is going to be done almost all in this color, except I would put this up here at the top because that arm is in front, and then again I would do down here so that these little edges are on top. Does that make sense? Okay, and then as we come over, his arm is on top of this, but then I've got this on top also. So it's like there's a ruffle. Let me grab a napkin. Yeah, we're fixing to have an anniversary party this weekend. So we actually had stash left over from when we got married. So everything's out for the party. Okay, so for this, if we take this napkin, and this is the first one, this is this one, and then this is on top, and it comes on around. All right, can you see that? This is this one, it's underneath, so there's a shadow here. This one's on top. See how the light hits it on top? Okay. Then this one is underneath. Now there you can actually see the shadow. The light's set up right for it. Then it comes on around. And then this is in front. All right. So that's what this is doing. So behind, on top, behind, on top. Did that help? I hope it did. I'm a visual, so that always helps me. So my dark lines, or my darker color, this is behind, and then all of this is going to be darker. And I'm not going to sit and color this whole thing in, but I just wanted to walk you through it. I have a sheet of clear plastic behind it. It just helps me to not indent into the next page. Okay, and I come down at an angle here, And I'm going to get lighter and lighter as I go. Yeah, I finally got a steroid shot. I think it was Monday. After this has hung on for a couple of weeks. Just like, no, we got to get this over. I cannot go into the weekend and a week of vacation being sick. Just cannot have it. Not option. Not even an option. Now, I am not going to continue doing dark across the bottom of here because this would actually scoop down and then come back up. So I'm just going to run it off. And see how I'm doing lighter circles right next to that dark? And I'm going to blend into the dark, but getting lighter as I come out. Okay? And I can get dark right here up in the back corner, but it's got to get lighter as it comes out. By going lighter as I come out, it just makes it so much easier to go ahead and blend into that next color. Okay, so this one's on top, so there would also be dark here. Aren't these pictures fun? I just love these drawings. And they had a couple of them on Amazon for like $250 or $260, I forget what it was, ridiculous. So I went ahead and got them too. I don't have them laying right in here. I want to say one of them was Snow White, and I don't remember what the other one was, but I suddenly want them all. But because I just bought the polychromos, all is not an option. But I thought at that price I would go ahead and pick those up. One of my painting students saw this one and she's like, oh, that makes me want a color. I said, I know, right? So we ordered her one real quick while they were on sale. I think one of them is still on sale, Snow White. The other one, whatever it was, is already off sale. So I don't know if it was just trying to grab us and sucker us in real quick, because they did me. But I'm not paying full price for the others. I can't see doing that. I don't pay full price for very many books at all. I'm thinking my table must be up against my chair, and that's why you're shaking just a little bit while you're viewing. The camera is on a clip on the back of the chair, which is shoved up next to the table. It's all right. When I first started, my camera was sitting on a wooden spoon that was duct taped to a pitcher, a watering pitcher, that had something heavy down in the middle of it to keep it from falling over. Yeah, it was not a pretty sight, but it's, you do what you can do. And at the time, that's all I had to do with. And it had to sit on the table, so every time I colored, the whole thing would shake. Okay, so you see how I went around that. I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm only going to do this area dark, and this, and this, and then along these little zigzag things. I'm not going to do this side, okay? Just like on here, I'm going to do along the zigzags, and I'm going to do right here. I'm not going to do the sides. I could do them just a little to give the impression that they're going around, but I'm not going to do them like this. Okay, now I'm going to that number 223, the lighter shade that I said I was using. I'm just going to start blending. When you get ready to do your blending and you're wondering which colors to pull, I looked in the box of pencils, and I really haven't even taken them out and organized or made my swatches yet, because I just got these. a couple days ago. But when your pencils are all laid out, grab like every other color. If you're using 2 or 3 colors, you don't have to grab the color right next to it unless you have just really a difficult time blending. And then, yeah, do whatever works for you. I would not skip more than a couple of colors though when grabbing your colors out. It makes it harder on yourself to really be able to blend. And see, I'm just going back and forth over. I know a lot of people use tortillons, or they'll use blending stumps, blending sticks, blending pencils. I just use the lightest color out of the 2 or 3 colors that I'm using to blend with. So like whenever I did this, I used my lightest, palest yellow that I used right here to blend all of that. Okay, that's just what I've gotten accustomed to doing. It works for me. So do what works for you. And just keep blending. And see, I can go up over all this and really blend that. It's going to take a while. Just keep working at it. Let me see how that's working. It's getting there. There we go. I know I don't have my light in here or anything. All my regular supplies are pulled and put up. Now see, I can take my page and pull it up like this on the page because I've got that plastic underneath. I can color right off the side and know that it's not getting that page underneath. It's getting the plastic. I'm just going to come around this angle here and just color this. If you put enough layers of color on, you can pretty well get rid of your scribbling. Yeah, I was scribbling right there. Still not feeling up to snuff, but again, I just really missed not making videos. And I know some people have wondered where I am because they were pretty used to the videos coming out pretty regularly. So my apologies, but life happens. Okay. But you can see how that's coming along now. And I would just keep going. Just keep moving on down that page. And it doesn't have to take forever. But this is not something that you're going to be done with in 5 minutes if you're really blending good. Now I know a lot of people would go through and do this in marker first and then go over the top because then the red is already down in all the tooth of the paper. And marker probably would be okay for this book. I'm thinking it would not bleed through because the pages on this book are really nice. But marker is not something that I'm into yet. I'm not saying I won't get there because I have learned with coloring, never say never. I used to only do little circles, and now I've gotten to where sometimes I do straight lines. It just kind of depends on what I'm doing. So, and I want it just a little bit deeper up in here. And see, I'm using this darker color to blend that out just a little because I have a little bit of a line there. So if I make big swirls, it brings some of that color down. Then when I go back into my lighter color, it will help to blend that. Excuse me, I can feel my throat starting to scratch up a little bit on me. Okay, but I think you can see now how that's done. It's not, like I said, it's not difficult. It just takes a little bit of time. So it took me 15 minutes to explain and run through that one. I'm going to go ahead and do this one up here. See, I'm going to get lighter as I come down. The lighter you can pull this down, the easier it's going to be able to blend in the long run. Because if I just did that and left it, that's a harsh line. We need to bring that down some so it's not quite so harsh. It's like fading out. When you go down into a basement or up into the attic, you know, when that light just starts fading, that's what you're doing here. You've got to get that fade going on. See, I'll just get lighter as I come up. Much, much lighter. Makes less work for me in the long run. And I could go over this whole thing like 2 or 3 different times. And I know a lot of people say, oh, it takes 5 or 6 layers to get down in the white. It does. If you'll look at this, I'm going over and over that in the same spot several times. It's just I'm not doing this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, I end up going over the same spots. So it does take a lot of layers to get that tooth of the paper covered up. See, I'm just going to pull that up some. I could even lay this on the side and get that really pulled up quickly. Okay, but always make sure you leave that area so that you've got that for your base color or your lightest color. And see, I'm going the direction, see I'm curving a little, going the direction that that fabric's flowing. That are my little bitty circles. I know some of you are tired of my little bitty circles, and I know this and just brings some of you to tears that I don't sharpen my pencil, but I've still got area that's usable and I don't want to waste it, so that's why I don't sharpen yet. As long as I'm still putting out color, I don't have a need to sharpen it because I'm not getting down in little bitty places. Now if I were getting down in here, yeah, I would sharpen. But I'm not, I'm on a big area. So there's no reason for me to have to go sharpen yet. Okay, so I did not go up the sides on this one. I did go up the sides in this other one. Now I've got a little bit of tooth showing there. So I'm going to just come back in here and deepen this. Do you see how when I just got this darker, it made that pop up some? It just popped it up a little bit to the front. Okay, there's some there. And I'm going to turn this. Now as I come in here and make that a little more pronounced, it should move this to the back and pop that other piece up to the front some. Okay? See how this is up and these two are back. And we've done, get out of the shadows, we've done this one darker right over here. So now this one can be light. And I still have a lot of tooth showing in here. See, as long as I'm using the lighter color, I can still come in here and blend. And again, whatever helps you blend. There are no coloring police. I tell my painting students all the time, you're not trying to make it match somebody else's. You're not trying to do better than anybody else except yourself. All right? So don't be hard on yourself. Have fun. When we stop having fun coloring, we need to stop coloring. Yeah, I mean, it is for fun. Yeah, and I should probably go and get a sharpener and sharpen this up right now. But to go get a sharpener right now means I have to pause and stop the video, and I just don't want to do that. Plus, it puts me up and moving around, and then by the time I come back, I may be coughing again. It's easier just to sit here and do this. Getting lighter as we come out, darker at the bottom. And yes, I am very heavy-handed, so it is generally harder for me to end up with a lighter area colored. So I have to really pick and choose my pencils. See, this arm is over the top, so that's why this is dark right up here. Then I'll get lighter as I come down. In fact, in this area here, I did gray on both sides, and I think I used 3 different grays and worked my way to white so that that would look like it was curved around. So if you've seen my videos very much, if you remember the little girl that was holding the peppermint stick that we did back during Christmas, we did up and down the sides of that peppermint stick in some grays to make it look rounded. And that's what I did here. Same thing. So go back and catch that video. Alright. Now I'm going to come in and just kind of blend that around a little bit. What I'm doing at this point is moving the color that's already on the paper while I add more color. Okay. There's all kinds of hills and valleys in your paper. It's not just flat. This is more just flat. That's why I can't color on it. Nothing's going to go in. Your paper has ridges that are sometimes just microscopic. Sometimes you can feel it. You can feel how a little bit of texture in your paper. That's what your pencil's grabbing onto. That's why sometimes it takes more pencil to cover in some books than others, because there's more tooth or valleys in the paper, so it takes a little longer, a few more layers to actually get that pushed down in there. And see, I'm going the other direction now to pick up the color and put it down into the grain going the other way. For you that sew, you know how the grain goes one way on the fabric, and then there's a light grain going the other way. It's kind of like what the paper is. So if I color one way, I can push it down in. Then if I go to coloring the other way, I push it in some more. So sometimes you'll see me go several different angles trying to get that all pushed down in there. And sometimes you'll just see that one white spot and you'll think, goodness, what do I have to do to get color down in there? And I have no answer for you on that except keep going. All right. So now that should look kind of like it's ruffled. This comes up here and then back down, over and then up and back down. All right. All right, well, have fun with that. Yeah, you can see here I did darker on the sides, right there, lighter in the middle, made it look rounded. I could do a little bit of dark here. See, I can just come up right up the side, a little bit of dark. Yeah, I know I went over. I'll erase it in a little bit. All right, and now it just makes it look a little bit like it's turned, but I won't do a whole lot of that because I like the up and down of it. So, and that's the same thing you would do with ruffles. All right. So I have a lot to go on him yet. I hope to be back to coloring by the first part of September, if not the end of August. Like I said, we've got a big weekend coming up, huge party, and then we've got a vacation next week. and it'll just kind of depend on how my voice is after that. So y'all have fun, keep coloring, post questions. For you ladies that are on Coloring Books Keep It Clean over on Facebook, please keep posting your pictures. It's so encouraging to everybody. We're all at different steps in our coloring. Some of the ladies over there are doing beautiful work that they look like photographs. Some are just starting out. We have all different levels. So be encouraged. Don't think that yours has to be better than anybody. No, all you're trying to do is better than yourself. Oh yeah, here's another page I did. And her hair was a hot mess before it looked anything like it does now. And that's probably 4 or 5 different shades of browns and yellows and stuff. And you remember where I said it was hard for me to color light? Let me lay these out of the way. Her bedspread here. Do you see how it's darker around the outer edges? And then it's lighter in each section. I did darker around here, and then got another color and did lighter in here, and then blended the two. See here, I used one color, then transitioned to another color, and then to my lightest color. So it's not real hard. It's just time consuming, and I think that's all I've done in this book. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So, all right, enjoy, and I will see y'all later. Bye.